Now I want to talk about R22 and carburetor icing. Understand that it is critical. In the helicopters, unlike airplanes, we're not going to get any indications of the carburetor icing. You may get some rough engine trouble right before it quits, but generally speaking, the RPM governor does a wonderful job of maintaining the engine RPM and the rotor RPM together up at the top of the arc. And we're not going to have a whole lot of indications until the engine just suddenly like up and quits. Okay. First off, let's talk about what is carburetor icing. Carburetor icing occurs when the moisture in the air freezes inside of the carburetor, restricting the airflow to the engine. This can lead to a loss of power or even a failure if not addressed promptly. Now, let's talk about some of the causes for carburetor icing. Things like temperature and humidity. Carburetor icing is most likely to occur when the outside air temperature is between -10 and 20 degrees Celsius, 14 degrees Fahrenheit and 68. But we saw in the R22 POH that it talks about all the way up to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. So I would trust the R22 POH versus what the FAA books say. The ambient conditions, like flying through clouds or fogs or precipitation, can introduce additional moisture into the carburetor, increasing the risk of carburetor icing. So we use carburetor heat liberally in the R22, and the idea of it is to use it as part of your pre-flight check. And so you have, on engine run up, on takeoff and climb out, and then at cruise, and then on approach and landing, we have very, very stringent use of carburetor heat. So stay vigilant. Regularly check the engine instruments during flight. If you notice any indication of carburetor icing or any indication of your engine running rough, apply full carb heat immediately. One of the downsides of using the carb heat is in the R22 POH, it talks about the use of full carburetor heat that can reduce the hover ceilings by up to 2,000 feet. This highlights the importance of understanding and managing carburetor icing, especially in operations involving varying altitudes and temperatures. Understanding and mitigating carburetor icing is essential for safer operations in helicopters. Always be prepared and stay vigilant to ensure safe and smooth flight. Hey, if you've enjoyed this video and you want to learn more about helicopters, I got a free course to get you started with helicopters. There is a link down below in the description. Love to help you out.